Long ago, in the faraway land of ancient Greece.
Charlton Restoration. Also, faraway land. Sure, we're talking about a long time ago, but Greece was one of the cultural epicenters of the world at this point, so far away as relative to what, you crazy gun-toting old coot?
And the greatest and strongest of all these heroes was the mighty Hercules.
Roll credits.
We'll take it from here, darling.
And thus begins one of the coolest ideas in this generation of Disney movies, where these fantastic characters turn the idea of a Greek chorus on its old white head. And every time I watch it, I'm giddy. Go on and take your set off while I'm still smiling. Having said that, the ladies go on to sing a song called The Gospel Truth. And while it's an awesome song presented by a gospel choir, that's a real counterbalance to the story of this movie, which is Greek mythology.
Hercules. Honey, you mean Hercules!
These are spiritual, probably immortal characters that aren't even meant to be seen, but apparently they need a bucket and a mop whenever Herc walks by. They're singing about how the Titans used to rule the earth, but they haven't even ruled the AFC South in over a decade. She sings it was a nasty place, it was a mess wherever you stepped, and that just sounds like regular old childhood for me and many Americans. One time when I was a kid, I went to the roller skating rink and they bathed the whole place in this strobe lighting for like 5 minutes straight. I completely lost where I was and bumped into a large kid who then punched me in the kidney. I fell over and couldn't get back up on the skates, so I crawled on this nasty-ass rink floor, getting pelted by oncoming skaters and taking a few of them out until I finally reached the outer wall, and just as I awkwardly climbed on top of it, ready for dismount, the lights went back to normal. Everyone saw my clumsy ass balanced precariously on this rink wall, and I lost reputation points that lasted all the way up until the 7th grade. Anyway, the strobe effect reminds me of that, so you movie for bringing up some hideous middle school trauma. These gods are milling around for a goddamn cocktail party? They don't have anything better to do than drinking dirty martinis. They could be out walking on water, or calling down a huge storm, or, I don't know, a giraffe or something. My point is, a cocktail party would be one of the last options I would choose if I were a god. Hell, can they even get drunk anyway? Tornado nipples.
He won't hurt himself. Let the kid have a little fun.
Parenting in the 80s.
How sentimental.
It's James Woods, everybody, and this is an all-timer of a voice performance. I can't condone a lot of the things he's said and done in real life, but this performance itself is worthy of a sit-off.
If there's one god you don't want to get steamed up, it's Hades.
What? Doesn't this very movie show us that Zeus and plenty of the other gods get really powerful when you piss them off? This feels like a cheap excuse to make a steam heat pun. Stairway to hell. If anything, this tiny steak that all the heads have to share is going to get them more agitated at Hades. This is like feeding me 1/4 of an inch of bacon.
Pain! Oh! And panic!
Discount Inside Out. What? Hades is supposed to be a pretty normal god, so what's up with this hellfire and brimstone act? He's not the actual Satan. Here, the 3 witches kill someone and her soul screams by on its way into hell. Thanks, Disney. My kids were just getting over the dark sex song from Hunchback, too.
We're not supposed to reveal the future.
You literally just revealed the future 3 times in a row before this statement.
The planets will align ever so nice.
Why are there only 6 planets, though? Also, prophecies.
First, you gotta turn the little sunspot
Mortal.
Cough, man. If you've had this ability from day one, why haven't you used it on any other gods that may have posed a threat? Why do you even have to wait for the planets to align before you wake the Titans? Zeus doesn't have any security. Patogajama.
He has to drink the whole potion! Every last drop!
Jesus Christ, is this rush week at University of Georgia or something? Is Hercules pledging Sigma Nu? His parents put his name tag on his collar? Why didn't they at least leave their home number on that while they were at it? Hades knows these 2 are inept, so why'd he send them to do what's probably the most important mission of his career? Even if Lil Herc does drink all the potion, doesn't it stand to reason they'd find a way to f things up anyway? I have a reputation for f***ing up everything I touch, and anytime things are looking up, I f*** it up so much.
You need an extra guy? Sorry, Herc.
Hero is both worshipped and shunned by his peers for having heroic gifts during his adolescence years, cliche. Teenage rejection like this is why we never heard about Jesus during this period of his life.
Heads up! I got it!
This leads to Herc knocking the column down and f***ing up the town square. But is it really his fault? Or these hack f***ing ultimate frisbee assholes? That's 2 overthrows in a row, man. Basically, he's Superman crossed with Urkel. How can he be this old but this unaware of his own dumb f***ery? Also, he's an outcast because he's too strong. And I'm just saying, as a bullied person, this is not super relatable.
Nice catch, Hercules.
Is Hercules really the best they could come up with? Because he's not even remotely a jerk. Why not Hercules for his strength? Or Hercules to show how hard he works? Or Bersercules for all the mayhem he causes?
You keep that freak away from here!
I do sympathize with somebody being bullied, again and for the record. But the difference here is that he's being bullied for being super strong. No, I am not saying he should just beat them up to shut them up. I'm saying they would never taunt him like this, because even a single step or missed high five from him could mean death. Man, I almost forgot this was a musical. And sure, all Disney features at this time are musicals, but this one could have really benefited from leaving the singing to the Greek gospel chorus. Yeah, I know Go the Distance was nominated for an Oscar, but Alan Menken could fart into a jar for a Disney soundtrack and that would be nominated. Also, why is teenage Hercules such a string bean? Baby Herc was a beast, and he obviously fills out to be f***ing huge in a few years, so why does he have this beanpole era in the middle?
But if you found me, then where did I come from?
Look, this is a frighteningly calm response to finding out your parents found you as a baby. Yes, you would ask where you came from, but that would be after roughly 45 minutes of screaming "what" over and over again. Holy f***, he's still singing, guys. This one song has propelled him all the way to the Temple of Zeus.
And only gods can live on Mount Olympus.
Man, Zeus sure did move the hell on from Hercules, didn't he? Did they even try to find him? Since he still has the strength, couldn't they have made an exception for the Mount Olympus rule? Couldn't they have looked for the cure for the mortality poison? Herc's parents did jack f***ing shit after their super important son went missing one night.
Hercules, if you can prove yourself a true hero on Earth, your godhood will be restored.
That seems totally sudden and arbitrary. Also, Herc adjusted to this life-changing event in record time. Just yesterday, he was dragging his adopted dad's hay into town, and here he is chatting with the god of gods, then flying around on a f***ing magical winged horse, and there's not a hint of hesitation? Oh man, he's going to the same island that Rey did at the end of The Force Awakens. It doesn't end well, kid. Luke's turned into a real asshole.
I want to become a hero, a true hero.
Sorry, kid, can't help you.
Mick in Rocky, Yoda in Empire, Miyagi in Karate Kid, the Ancient One in Doctor Strange, Tyler Durden in Fight Club. Has there ever been a trainer in a movie that offered to help a protege on the first ask? In telling the story of Achilles and his heel, did you really have to destroy the statue? You just yelled at Herc for bumping into an artifact, and now you're turning them to dust?
Hold it. Zeus is your father, right?
Why is Phil so shocked about this? Not only did Zeus pop out a bunch of kids with Hera, he was well known to stick his thunderbolt all over the place, so is it really so hard to believe Herc was the result of royal coitus? Look, if you don't want an egg on your head, don't have him do egg-related balancing while you stand directly underneath him. In fact, a lot of this training is dubious, but the egg is on you. There's no way him grinding the gears would make the sharks jump out of the water in unison.
Next stop, Olympus.
How long have they been training? Herc's gone from a teeny tweener to a full-grown Tate Donovan in seconds flat. Did all this exercise drop his balls that much? So the very first person Herc finds to rescue after leaving the island is the double agent planted by Hades? And she's not even here to ensnare Herc, but someone else? You just broke the coincidence dial.
I like 'em fiery.
Jesus, between this asshole and Phil's disturbing behavior with the nymphs earlier, this movie started to feel like a feature version of a Pepe Le Pew cartoon. Yo, why is Herc getting his ass beaten so badly? I'm sure the centaur is strong, but Hercules has been training his ass off like Ivan Drago, so he should be able to take a couple of punches. This movie is all, hey, physics, you.
I think I prefer Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy, what is the secret of your power?
Well, you know how men are. They think no means yes, and get lost means take me, I'm yours.
I appreciate the sassiness and self-assuredness of Meg here, but what was her plan for escaping the clutches of that butt munch if Hercules hadn't intervened? Didn't seem like Hades was interested in helping her out, even though it was his idea to recruit the River Guardian. The director said, let's have Pegasus throw an apple at Hercules' head to show how much of a passive-aggressive asshole Pegasus really is.
Wasn't Hercules the name of that kid we were supposed to?
So no one in this movie has the same name as anyone else? Been ages. Why is everyone so sure that this is the same Hercules? In 4th grade, there were 4 Jeremys.
This might be a different Hercules.
Holy shit, even the minion agrees.
Fortunately for the three of you, we still have time to correct this rather egregious oversight.
Okay, but the girl didn't oversight anything. Pain and Panic did. She was just doing her job. You should not be including her in this. I just had to look up what a satyr is. Typically, they're depicted as having a permanent, exaggerated erection. And I double motherfucking dare Disney to release the director's cut of this movie that shows Danny DeVito walking around with a constant boner.
Seems like every time I turn around, there's some new monster wreaking havoc and
All we need now is a plague of locusts.
Every Twitter conversation in 2020.
I'm moving to Sparta.
You'll love it there, as an old person. Everything moves in slow motion.
I'm Hercules, and, I happen to be a hero.
I realize the introduction is awkward, but the f*** are these assholes laughing at? Dude looks the part, has a magical horse right next to him, and an insignia of the gods on his belt, and they were just talking about how shitty everything was. Even if they were dubious, this is a stupid response to a guy offering to help. Assault and battery.
How am I supposed to prove myself a hero if nobody will give me a chance?
Goddamn, what a whiner. Go sit on a rooftop or check the police scanner or walk through town. This whole I can't be a hero if no one will let me bullshit is even more annoying than in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Ugh, I got a fur wedgie.
Har har. By the way, shouldn't he always have a fur wedgie? There should be fur all over this asshole's all right?
Let's get ready to rumble!
How did Hades know that the Hydra was in this pit? Moreover, how did no one in the town know that there was a Hydra hanging out within walking distance? I don't know if this is Hydra stomach acid or Hydra saliva, but either way, it feels like a cheat that this stuff is harmless. I know this is how Hydras work, but that took forever to grow back. If Herc really wanted, he could have run a pretty good distance away and found another way to finish this dickhead off. He's cutting off the heads again, even though he just learned that cutting off one grew back 3. He's stupid is what I'm saying. Ben Affleck and Gone Girl levels of stupid.
Will you forget the head slicing thing?
Phil would be the goat of CinemaSins. But how did he... And he wasn't... And those rocks didn't wait... Why did... F*** it, I'll just go with this works. Even though Hades knows Herc can take on the Titans, he keeps sending these Glass Joe to try and kill him. All this merchandising is vaguely amusing, but also very dated. Might as well make a Reebok pump reference or find a way to work in a character saying, "Where's the beef?" That would not stop a volcano.
I wonder if maybe I haven't been throwing the right curves at him.
Pimping. Also, you know, it sure does take Hades a long-ass time to think of using Meg as a way to get at Hercules. Like, it's the last day, and he's only just now realizing it, and only because she said the word curves.
You sold your soul to me to save your boyfriend's life.
Expositional convincing. And thanks for the refresher, Jimmy, but if this is the case, how is Meg ever able to refuse a request? Why would she need a reminder? You know, Zeus is pretty popular, so why is no one ever at his only temple in the area? Ah, Uncle Frank! Definitely making sure you pay attention and notice that Scar cameo is cameo.
That play, that Oedipus thing? Man, I thought I had problems.
Yep, nothing screams romantic first date like going to see a play where a guy kills his dad, f***s his mom, and gouges out his own eyes. You're telling me that one skipped rock chopped off both arms of this statue? He's strong, but it was a rock, not a boomerang. Also, hey, there are nipples there. I know it's an ancient statue, and I shouldn't be pointing out the nipples like a juvenile, but this is a Disney movie, and there are nipples! Nipples! Disney didn't make a movie in the 90s that didn't have a shooting star.
You're the most amazing person with weak ankles I've ever met.
Man, Herc sure is a dweeb. A jock for sure, but also a dweeb. He's basically Chris Klein's character from Election in animated form. Cutesy, cuspated Cupid confounding characters currently courting is campy and contrived crap.
You'd think a girl would learn.
They really play up this 1940s screwball comedy heroine routine with Meg's character. But what's with this fatalism? She's either got the inside track on a legitimate hero, or she's going to be able to exploit him to win her freedom. Either way, it's a win. What's the problem with Hades going after Hercules himself? He's an all-powerful god, and could take Herc's ass out like that. He doesn't even know that Herc still talks to Zeus, for f***'s sake.
If I say I want Wonder Boy's head on a platter, you say...
Medium or well done.
This is gonna break the kid's heart.
Phil thinks the kid will believe him about this. Of course, Phil leaves before he can hear that Meg is actually refusing to help Hades. This is like in White Christmas when the housekeeper picks up the phone extension to eavesdrop on Bob Wallace's call with Ed Harrison, and only hears the part that makes it sound like they're going to exploit the old general and put him on TV, and not the part where Wallace explicitly shoots it down. I'm assuming that here, as it did in White Christmas, this simple misunderstanding caused by half-ass eavesdropping will lead to the central conflict of the finale.
Phil, I just had the greatest day of my life.
Mother why does this movie have to turn into a standard rom-com at the end? Of course Hercules is helplessly in love, and of course he's going to be told the truth about his girl, and of course they're going to argue with each other before the final act of the movie. Jesus. Pegasus is stupid for falling for this, but how can two little minions like Pain and Panic overtake a magical winged horse that has fought in battle with and helped Hercules many times?
She's a fraud! She's been playing you for a sap!
He says this and a bunch of other vague instead of starting out with, I literally watched her and Hades talking about fooling you. Everyone in this movie is a big stupid goober.
All right. Yes, we're there, bam!
This deal gets done in like 45 seconds. The whole movie basically hinges on Herc finally giving up his powers to save Meg, and it only takes about 45 seconds. And why didn't Hades think about this when he first saw Herc's interaction with Meg at the river? Doesn't he realize the power of boners is greater than the power of Mount Olympus? Also, everyone knows left-handed handshakes don't count, so I don't know what Disney was thinking here. The Bifrost is acting up again. Heimdall, are you on a smoke break again? They said the first thing they'd do was go after Zeus, but now this Night King Dick is icing horses for no reason. I thought he was the god of lightning, but if he has to wait for some underling down below to forge the lightning bolts for him, then he just throws them? Isn't he just strong? Hades sends this incredibly important titan to kill Hercules? Don't they need all the titans President accounted for so they can take Olympus? There are only like 5 or 6 of them total.
We've got to find Phil. He's the only one who can talk some sense into him.
Find Phil? How the hell did Meg find Pegasus?
Get back, Frostu!
And I gotta say, those lightning bolts are ineffective as f***. That was easy. Is the gate to Greek heaven not fortified at all? Why even have a gate is what I'm getting at.
I need more thunderbolts!
First hurl problems.
Susie, I'm home!
This movie makes a lot of weird cultural references. Herky sack. Weirdly enough, despite being in the correct era, Hercules did not attend the Prometheus school of rolling away from things. Meg pushes Herc out of the way of the falling column, but it hits her as a consequence. And this is like in White Christmas when Bob Wallace was pushed out of the way of falling wall debris by Phil Davis, but Phil himself took the hit from the...
What's happening?
Hades' deal is broken. He promised I wouldn't get hurt.
Technicalities.
People always do crazy things when they're in love.
They spent like 2 days together. These Disney f***s always fall right into f***ing love.
This ought to even the odds!
How did he know slicing the one chain would make all the chains disappear? Why would it even the odds to release all the gods the Titans already easily overpowered? Why won't this movie end? Boy, I sure have given up on who has what powers and why and how. I may as well be watching the final sequence of an Avengers movie. Pegasus will now easily overpower the two minions that previously easily overpowered Pegasus.
Now, what's your old man work?
We did! You were hilariously ineffective, but I'm guessing you'll be a badass now. So the fates cut every person's thread by hand? And all three of them are here at the same time? They must be doing this constantly. Even in ancient Greece, motherfuckers were dying all the time. Well, I guess we've set ourselves up for a proper Beauty and the Beast ending. All we need is a magical wind, a sunrise, and a former candelabra all horned up to chase a French maid.
True hero isn't measured by the size of his strength, but by the strength of his heart.
You stole that from the Grinch. What the hell? What about this situation would have this nymph all suddenly ranting for Phil?
If I were human, I believe my response would be, go to hell.
Make sure you click that bell icon.
Sellouts.
But clicking the little bell icon is how you make sure you get notified every time we release a video. So click it.
Sellouts.
Hercules, Hercules! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Puny God. I'm warning you. When you control the mail, you control information.
Come in and know me better, man!
Come on, Phil.
Look, you must complete the training.
Everything I've got at him, and it doesn't even...
What are those?
Whoa, is my hair out?
You're crazy.
I like you, but you're crazy.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out.
Me Grimlock, no bozo, me king!
Come on, you can take this bum. This guy's a pushover.
Cut it, Nick.
I want to do it.
Cut it.